All right, here are the answers for the warm-ups for April 17th. So if I don't want to deal with the decimals, what I can do is multiply or scale everything up to get whole numbers. But it might be hard to figure out 0.2, what do you multiply that by to get a whole number that also makes 0.6 get a whole number? So I'm going to turn these into fractions. And 2/10 of an x minus 2 equals 6/10 of an x plus 5. And I'm going to find a common denominator, which of course is going to be 10. I'll just make them all fractions though. So that means 10 is going to be my multiplier. So I go through and I multiply by 10. This turns into 20 over 10x. Because again, 10 times 2, which is 20, 1 times 10, which is 10, and then you have your x add on there. 10 times negative 2 is going to be minus 20 equals 6 times 10 is going to be 60 over 10x. And then 5 times 10 is going to be 50 over 1. And now I can just go ahead and simplify all of these, and they will simplify to whole numbers. So 20 over 10 is, of course, 2x. That's just 20. This is going to be 6x. That's going to be 50. And now it's whole numbers. The rest should be pretty straightforward. Subtract 2 x's from both sides. Subtract 50 from both sides. Divide both sides by 4. And x is negative 70 over 4. Wow. 70 divided by 4 gives me 17.5. So x equals negative 17.5. And I could go through and check this. If I took negative 17.5 times 0.2, that'll give me negative 3.5 minus 2. And that gives me negative 5.5 for the left side. And I should get the same thing on the right side. So I take 17.5 negative times the 0.6, add 5 to it, and I also get negative 5.5. So I just prove that this is the correct answer. Number 2, what is the straight line segment distance between those two coordinates? I call a straight line segment because, of course, it ends at these 2 points. So I plot negative 2 comma 7, let's say it's about here, and 9 comma 10, let's say it's about here. So I know how long that line segment is. So one way to do this is, of course, using the Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to create a right triangle. The height of the triangle is 3 units. The width of the triangle is 11 units. And then to apply the theorem, I just do leg squared, so 3 squared, plus the other leg squared. And if I add them together, I get 130. And that means that the area of this square is 130, or the side length, which happens to be the distance between those two coordinates, is the square root of 130 as my answer. And lastly, if I have a 45, 45, 90 triangle, again, this means it's a right triangle, but a special right triangle. Because these two angles are 45 degrees, that implies that these two side lengths are going to be the same. So the shortcut in the 45, 45, 90 is that if you know one of the leg lengths, the other leg is exactly the same. And if you know your leg length, the hypotenuse turns out to be your leg length times the square root of 2. So let's actually throw a number in here and see what happens. So I said a leg length is 5. That implies the other leg length has to be 5. And if I apply the Pythagorean theorem, just like I did in the previous problem, I take leg squared plus leg squared, and I end up with 50. So this side would be the square root of 50. So how is this the same as that? Well, what we did a while ago in class now is if you factor out the square root of 50, you get the square root of 2 times the square root of 25. This happens to be 5, so the square root of 2 times 5 is another way of writing this value. And you can see how this then looks a lot like the shortcut we had over here. Thank you.